I've been here, and they've added a few new wrinkles offensively.
What in particular that you noticed that's impressed you?
I just think their overall scheme. I mean, I think one of the best things they do is they utilize the best players they have. They get the ball in their hands in different spots, and they use the whole field in the running game. They run well in between the tackles as well as going to the perimeter with plays that are misdirection and plays that are designed just to stay front side. And the passing game really opened up as well.
Would you say that they're a better offense than the one you faced 2 years ago?
I don't know about that. That was a very prolific offense. I think every offense he's had there has been very good, and this one's no different.
They have more
offensive line.
They're talented. They're a group that is very athletic. They're very good at the point of attack, and they pass block well. And the quarterback does a nice job of getting the ball out of his hands. So, I think every facet of their game with their offensive line is very good.
Has Mariota surprised you of what he's been able to do this year?
No, I think if you look at the production of the quarterbacks that they've had over the years, all those guys have been good. They do a great job of teaching that system. And, this kid's no different. They plug him in. He's got a lot of talent. He's unique because of his size and his speed and his ability to throw compared to some of the other guys.
Faster than Thomas, right? I mean, he's really fast.
Yes, yeah, extremely explosive.
What kind of challenges does Kenyon Garner present? Because he's very patient. He waits for things to develop, and he kind of waits for somebody else to make a mistake.
Yeah, he's a very patient back, and gap integrity is going to be very important. Because he is a guy that you can lose a little bit because of his height when you're in your gap. So staying in your gap is going to be very important. And they do a lot of different things with their run blocks to try to force you to lose your gap. So we really got to fight to keep that control.
What kind of unique challenges does a guy like Colt Ayerla present? Who's a little bit of he's run, he's got passes, he's blocked, he's tight end, and he plays on both sides of the ball. That's a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, he's a very good athlete. Of course, we recruited him here,
yeah.
And would have loved to have had him here. But he's a very talented kid. I'm very impressed with his game, and once again with his skill set, they use him in a lot of areas that shows what his ability is, and I think that's one of the best things about their offense.
How do you feel you've done in replicating their tempo in practice this week?
Well, it's hard to get it done to a T. I think over the years we've been able to simulate it as best as we can, but that's obviously a concern.
It seems like they're playing on a play-to-play basis as fast as they ever have under Chip. Is that your assessment when you watch the tape, or are you watching their cutouts? So it's hard to tell.
No, I mean obviously every week I look at the game footage from a TV copy standpoint as well as the coach's copy. So their tempo is up and it's high paced, and you got to be ready for it. And substitutions are very key, particularly on the defensive line.
What does it say that they ran up 62 points and 730 yards against USC's caliber of athlete on defense?
Right. Well, their stats are great every year, and we're just worried about how we're going to play on Sunday.
Because they run so many plays, because they are so prolific, they do tend to fumble a little bit, but that is maybe due to the volume that we're talking about, the sample size. What do you guys have to do to exacerbate that, to make them put the ball on the ground or throw an interception?
Well, we just got to be very disciplined in what we do, and our game plan week in and week out, the style of defense we want to play here is discipline, and so this is like no other week, or it should be the same as any other week. But we've been known to force turnovers, and we're going to be opportunistic in what we do, and that's something we work on and talk about daily.
Chip praised this group of wide receivers, the best group of blocking receivers he's had. How difficult a challenge is it for the defensive backs this week to handle their running game and getting off blocks?
Yeah, well, it's a big challenge for us because they do a very good job of mixing in, the run obviously, and then sets the play action up off of that. So the defensive backs, it's a big challenge for them because not only do they have to be support possibly in the running game, but they also have to read their keys to cover and pass. So it's they put a stress on everybody that plays in the second and third level of the defense from an eye standpoint.
We haven't mentioned DeAnthony Thomas yet. They got an awful lot of weapons. You see a guy that you can't fall asleep on?
No, not at all. He's very explosive and has very electrifying speed, I should say. And they move him around in a lot of different spots.
That make it hard to identify for defense.
Yeah, we've got to do a good job of being alert where he is because he does line up in the backfield. He lines up the number one receiver. He lines up in the slot. He shifts out of the slot to the other slot. He shifts out of the backfield to the slot. So they do a lot of unique things with him to try to get him the football. And like I said, earlier, that's what is most impressive about their offense is they get the ball in their guys' hands that can do things with it.
If you weren't spending the whole week preparing for them and worrying about how you're going to try to slow them down, it's going to be really fun to watch them play.
Well, I mean, they're good at what they do, and Coach Kelly's done a great job implementing his system there, and they're very unique because of the things that they do in the run and the pass, and I mean that because they use the whole field on every play, and I think that's what the unique thing is about their offense.
Kevin, you have now that Chris McCain has had a year, or a year in the system, and you've seen what they can do, and how much has he improved as far as being able to seal off the edge?
I think he's gotten better and even improved this year. And of course, in any particular position, the more experience you get in a full live repetition and seeing the right things and keying the right things, you're going to be better and better at it. And I see him getting better weekly at it. All right. Good? Pretty good? Okay, guys. You all have a good day.